Hello, my loves. How are you? I hope you're having a good week. I am so excited to be here with you and do this training with you. I've been thinking about it for probably like a month or two, just about the fact that I wanted to do a training, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do it on. And I had an awesome conversation with my biz bestie slash all around bestie recently about the fact that I am currently reading the book Pussy. Actually, I'm on my second way through it right now. I have it. I'm going to read something to you from it. But I was telling her about how it was like so resonating with me, and because it's such a powerful place to create, to intuit from, to like get back to our feminine power, which is like just amazing, first of all. But secondly, because confidence is like my passion, I'm like, ooh, like there's something here. So I was talking this out with her and I was like, I don't really want it to be like my whole business, right? Like I have coaching friends who are amazing and like that's literally their business. I was like, but I feel like if I had like 5 components to confidence, that would be a really important one. And she was like, well, there you go. Like, then you need to just include it in what you're doing in your work. So I'm really excited to do this training with you. I'm basically sharing 5 tools that you absolutely need for more confidence, income, happiness, joy, and pleasure in your business. So I'm really excited to just share these tips with you. I'm going to tell you why they're important and then also give you like a practice tip for each of them. And if you don't know me or you're new or you haven't hung out with me for that long, confidence is like is basically my business, right? Like that's what I'm so passionate about, because for me, it took me like 2 years to even be able to really put myself out there authentically, in a real way, consistently, in a way that I was talking about what I wanted to talk about, to actually show up and feel like okay on camera. That being said, like since then, I've been able to apply to magazines, podcasts, radio shows. I just applied to do a TEDx talk here in Albuquerque. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'll keep you posted about what I hear about that. But I want you to know that like I was not always this confident, right? And especially not in my business, because the thing for me about my business was that this was like my baby, right? Like this was something that I was super passionate about and that I was like really attached to it working out, right? And so it was kind of even more hard for me to put myself out there and be seen in that way. It took me 6 months in the beginning of my business to even get on video. I was terrified, hated the way I looked, hated the way I sounded. And here we are. Like I'm doing this training for you and I do videos all the time and I love them. So I just want to like put that out there. First of all, we're going to dive right in here. I'm going to try to keep this training to about 30 minutes, but we'll see what happens. My Post-it is falling. My Post-it with my notes. Okay, so I just want to like give you a brief overview about why I kind of just told you why I think confidence is really important, but all the ways that this shows up in our business, right? So if we're not feeling confident, and none of us feel 100% confident every day, right? We're always working on it. It's an ongoing process. Our baseline, like status quo, kind of increases as we can kind of like keep doing this work, but there's still going to be days that we're like, ooh, we don't really feel like super great today, or I don't love my hair today, or like, did I really just say that to someone? Like there's always going to be the doubts and the fears. That's not really the point of this. What I want you to be able to do is really work through that, at least momentarily, enough for you to take the action that you need to take in your business. So confidence can hold us back with making offers, right? Like actually putting our prices out there, telling people what we do, sharing our value, showing up on camera, sharing content, especially authentic, raw, vulnerable content. Confidence can just be like the way that we're like being consistent or not in our business. The way that we're really like owning what we're doing and like our gifts and our magic and how we are or are not showing up in that way. So if you're struggling with any of this, right, like you're still not being able to show up, be consistent, really tap into your power and what you want to share, talk about what you really want to talk about, offer what you really want to offer, like this is going to be gold for you. So all right. So I told you a little bit of my backstory. I also want to let you know as we go through this, I'll talk a little bit about my clients and some awesome results that they've gotten as well. And I'm going to dive in here. So let's do it. Okay, so number one of these tools is visualization. And the reason that this is so important is because when we are visualizing something that's already happened, we've already completed it, we've already accomplished it, you do that over and over and over again. First of all, your brain thinks it's already happened because as powerful as our subconscious mind is, it does not know the difference between a memory and like a thought or like something that you made up. It's reliving it as you're living the visualization. And as you keep doing that, you're just getting more and more used to it, right? So, for example, let's say that one of your goals is to make $25,000 every single month in your business. And maybe you're not there, maybe you are, but whatever your money goal is, like let's just use that for a second. And at first you're going to be like, okay, so you're going to picture the moment or a few moments after it happened or something after it happened. So maybe it's you like celebrating with a spouse. Maybe it's you like telling a friend. Maybe it's you like on a plane taking a vacation that you can now pay for. For me, one thing that's like top of my list is I want to rent a beach house next year for all of my family, my extended family on my dad's side to come hang out. So like that is what I visualize when I am visualizing my goals, because that's more powerful to me than the money. And it usually is for a lot of us, right? Like, what is the thing that you're experiencing after you have made that money or reached that goal? So after that's happened, like what's going on? Who are you with? Like what are you wearing? How are you feeling? So I want to like do a quick little visualization right now, and just so you can like kind of experience it, and then you can take it forward if this resonates with you and it's something that you want to use. But it really doesn't have to be hard. Like you can seriously set a timer on your phone for 2 or 5 minutes and just like dive into this for whatever time you decide, and just be there as if it's already happened. So let's do this right quick. I'm going to do it with you. So let's say that whatever your goal is for this month, it's getting windy outside and things are blowing. Whatever your goal is for this month, we're just going to picture a moment after that's happened. Who's with you? What are you saying? What are you hearing? How do you feel? What are you wearing? Is there any little small detail that you can pick out, like if your nails are done a certain color, maybe you have jewelry on, maybe you're like sitting somewhere and you can see something next to you, like any other little details you can add? And just kind of focus on this for a few more seconds. The feeling that you've already accomplished this thing. Pretty easy, right? It's not hard. And sometimes I change the scene. Like if I get bored with a scene, I'll change it up. So you can do that. You can do that every day if you want. You can change to different scenes, to different like outcomes of whatever your one goal is that you're focusing on right now. The more you do this, your brain is just going to be like, oh yeah, of course. Like at first you'll be like, okay, like I don't really know if this can happen, but I'm going to visualize this. And then it'll be like, okay, like maybe this can happen. Like there's a pretty good possibility that this like might happen for me. And then the more you do it, it's going to be like, oh yeah, like this is a done deal, right? Like it's already happened in your brain 500 times. Of course, your brain, your subconscious mind is working on pulling everything to you in order to make that happen. So that's number one, is visualization. And at the end, I'm going to give you like a daily practice that is pretty simple that we can put all this together. So stay tuned for that. Okay, number two, the second tool that I want to share with you is self-love, self-worth, feeling like you deserve what you actually want. This is a huge one, right? A lot of us have this feeling of not being enough, not being good enough, whether it's because your parents got divorced when you were younger or because you had some health condition like I did that you were diagnosed with when you were young and it just made you feel like you were never enough and not good enough. Maybe someone told you weren't good enough, right? Maybe you had a parent that wasn't the most amazing parent ever and they told you that, and it's something you've carried with you. The self-love and self-worth is huge, and it's also directly related to the money that we're making in whatever we're doing in the world. So Just side note there. But what I want to really give you for a tool for this one, which is one of my favorites, and you can work on it after the training, but you can start jotting down ideas right now if you want, is a list of 33 things. I'm going to give you two different options for this. So the first time I made this list, it was in a group program, Single to Soulmate. So it was all about relationships. Emerald Sinclair is the coach who runs that if you're interested. And we made a list that was like, I am the effing prize, right? Like why you're a prize to a partner, or like why you're so amazing that you should be able to attract in your perfect partner. I still use this list because I love it and it's awesome. But I also have a separate list that's like I love myself and I'm so grateful for me because, and there are some different things on that list. I also have my clients would be crazy not to work with me and my programs are amazing because list. So I have 3 different lists. You do not need to do 3. I would say pick the one that resonates with you the most. If you just want like an overall general self-love tool, go with the I am the effing prize. Whether or not you're single, like you could be a prize to anyone in the world, right? Like your value is still your value whether you're single or in a relationship. So I would choose that one if you want a more general one, or if you're feeling like called to do one of the other 2, you could do that too. I generally rotate these lists, so whatever I'm working on in that day, in that week, and I feel called to read that list in the morning, that's the one that I do. So 33 things that you love about yourself, that you admire, that's a quirk, that's funny, that you know makes you amazing, that you know like are your good qualities, best qualities, things you've gotten compliments on, like anything that you can put on this list and read every single day, that's going to help you increase your confidence and really your self-love and your self-worth. And this one is huge. Like I share this to people who aren't even clients. I know a gentleman who races BMX bikes. He was just in Belgium for like the Worlds for the USA, like on Team USA. And we had a conversation about how he like still has all this self-doubt and like feels like he is not good enough and isn't going to win when he races bikes. But like, that's why these lists work, because even if it's not just your business and it's not just this one thing you're focusing on, you're gonna need to increase your self-love and your self-worth in order to increase your confidence. So that's tool number 2, is a list of 33 things. Number 3, let's pause for a second because I feel like those 2 tools were kind of big already. I want to tell you about one of my clients who I started working with actually like right when I started my business, and she had also just started her business. I don't really work with clients in that place anymore, like when they're just starting. I prefer to work with clients who have been in their business for 6 months, a year, 2 years, maybe more, because I like when they have some idea about their niche, who their clients are, some idea about their offer, some idea about what they really want to be doing. Plus it shows like an awesome commitment, right? Like you're like, okay, this is still not exactly where I want it. I'm 2 years in, but I am not giving up on this. So those are really the clients that I love to work with. But she was one of my first clients. And she, like I said, had just started her business, not confident that she could even do it. She'd never done anything like this before. She wasn't feeling that confident in her gifts, in her skills, in her pricing. So this was all like the things that we worked on, right? It's all confidence based. And she was able to sign 10 clients in 2 months. And that's like the first 2 months of her business. So this stuff works. And that's why I really want to give these to you as just things to play with, right? Like you can, if all 5 of these tools don't speak to you, you don't have to do them all. You could pick 1 or 2 or 3, whatever you want, whatever ones call to you the most. But I really want you to be doing something every single day that's increasing your confidence, because it will absolutely change your life and not just your business, right? This affects your relationships, the way you communicate with your partner, the way you can or cannot ask for what you need or what you want, the way you interact with your kids or like colleagues, coworkers, the way you interact with anyone in the world really can help you at a job, right? Ask for that raise, ask for that promotion. Your health, your body, your self-love is so connected to your health. If we're telling ourselves that we hate ourselves all the time, our body's going to respond to that, right? And that's how illness and disease comes into our bodies. So the self-love and self-worth is huge. All of these are huge for confidence in general. And they really affect every area of your life, not just your business. Money too, like I mentioned, right? Like whatever you're bringing in for money is based on your bank account, is based on your beliefs about yourself and the world that you've had in the past. So we can change that all, right? We can always change and grow and expand, but we need to start doing things that are actually going to increase our confidence. And every day, like I said, it's a work in progress. All right, number 3, I want to talk about pussy power for a little bit. Here's the thing, and here's why this was like so resonated with me, is because, well, first of all, you need to read the book if you have not, because it's amazing. But also because I feel like part of the reason that a lot of us are not confident and feel really disconnected from our bodies is because we are not trusting ourselves and our femininity and our feminine wisdom, which, according to Regina Thomasauer, who is the author of Pussy, that is exactly like what pussy power is. It's like the core of us as women. And when we decide that we're not okay with that, right? Like we disconnect from that. We don't want to focus on that. We don't want to give it any attention. We don't go to it for guidance. We don't trust it. We don't listen to it. First of all, she's like, that's basically everything that's wrong in the world right now. But also, that's going to make you less confident because you don't feel good in your body as who you are. I was just reading a part today that was basically like, we think we hate ourselves, but what we actually hate is our pussies, right? Like we hate that we are in this world right now that is like run by men and the society that we are in, and we are taught to hate that part of us, like our emotions and our sensitivity and the way that we want to show up in a flowy, loving, giving, nurturing way, right? It's not always looked highly upon in our current culture. So wanted to throw that out there, and I want to read a little snippet to you from the book. I was just reading this today, and I was like, perfect. This is perfect for the training. Okay, ready? Okay, so I'm just going to kind of start in the middle of this. We don't listen to her, but we should. Pussy knows. As writer Natalie Angier says, your clitoris is a proper little brain. In her book, Woman, An Intimate Geography, Angier explains how the clit gathers information from your conscious, unconscious, hypothalamus, neocortex, and peripheral nervous system. This mini brain tracks it all on your behalf without you even knowing it. She has the ability to sense, discern, and intuit. Your ego might be fooled, but not your pussy. She can feel the truth beyond the truth. And this is huge, right? So I wanted to just like throw that out there as an idea if you've never heard it before. Like I said, it's something that was really resonating with me as one of the main components of confidence. And I also want to tell you though that like, I actually think there are a few different places in our body that can give us those answers. And so you could try it out, right? I generally, like when I ask a question, might ask my heart and then my gut and then my pussy. So it's like, what are the answers to a question? And a lot of times they're similar. Sometimes they're a little bit different. My heart has a very like loving lens. So like whatever I'm thinking about the question, it's always almost like a little bit like lovey. You know what I mean? Like, well, it would be so sweet, or it would be so amazing. Like kind of like a little old lady, right? My gut is a little bit more like masculine energy, like courageous, determined, like ready to just like do whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, you freaking got this. Like you do this, right? And then my pussy is like a little more sassy and like also a little more, like always wants to do the pleasurable thing, the fun thing, the thing that I might be like, oh, I can't do that right now because I gotta do this other thing. And she's like, oh, no, you actually need to go do this thing that's gonna be way more fun and light you up and turn you on. And that is gonna be what you need to do right now. So this is really important because we can create from this place. We can also tap into it as a guide. And as far as your confidence, right, the more that you're kind of tapping into that part of you and your femininity, it's like your confidence is just going to skyrocket. Like we come from that place of when we're reminded of our radiance, we shine, right? Like we know that we are amazing and wonderful. Our beauty is coming from within us. Everything and everyone is attracted to us. Like seriously, you try this because it happens. The other day I was just at like a physical therapy appointment and there was a new physical therapist there. And he's like young and he was like totally checking me out like the entire time. And I was like, this is so like, I don't even try to have it on, right? To have myself like on a lot of the times. It's just like you can't turn it off sometimes, which you shouldn't. You should be radiant all the time. And so guys are gonna look, or women, if that's what you're into, right? They're gonna be attracted to you and they're gonna be like, oh shit, like she's gorgeous. And even if it's like a friend or a colleague or in a platonic way, or some other woman walking down the street, like they're gonna be like, holy shit, she's radiant, right? So that's the power of pussy. And I wanted to throw that in as number 3. Your homework for that one is to tap into your heart, your gut, and your pussy and see what it's saying to you. See if you can hear what it's saying or if there's any difference in the way that they speak to you. And if it doesn't happen right away, if you're not someone who's super intuitive or used to tapping into your body, like just be patient with it because it will definitely happen. Also, read the book Pussy. It's amazing. Okay, number 4. I have no idea what we're doing on time. We're probably already at half an hour. Okay, number 4, trust in the universe. I knew I was going to do this. Okay, so I wrote HP, which I generally abbreviate Harry Potter that way, but I was like, and I knew when I wrote it, I was like, all I'm going to think of is Harry Potter when I write this. Trust in the universe and basically like law of attraction, right? So it's like, we're not focusing on the how, we're not focusing on the when, we just know it's going to happen, right? That goes back to that visualization. Eventually you are going to feel it in your bones that this is happening for you. It doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter how, you're not attached to the how. Maybe it won't even be this business that you have. Maybe it won't even be this partner that you're with right now. Maybe it won't even be whatever you think that you want, right? It's going to be something random. We're not attached to the how or the when, but we do know it's going to happen. And when we can have that trust in the universe, your higher power, that's what HP stands for, or your higher power, God, goddesses, whatever you believe in, angels, whatever, your higher self, the more that we can do that, the easier this business thing is going to be for you, because you're going to stop holding on so tightly. You're going to start listening to inspired action, the downloads that are coming into your head, whether you're making time for it in like a meditation or like a pondering time, or you're just someone who those downloads just come in like in the shower or doing something, going for a walk, right? That happens to me a lot. So trust in the universe, your higher power. It's all the law of attraction. Like when we can be in high vibe and know exactly what we want and be at a vibrational match for it, everything's going to come to us. We don't need to worry about when, we don't need to worry about how. And when you have that trust in the universe or your higher power, everything is so much easier. It also means that you can go with things that you hear from your pussy or your gut or your heart, like do this thing that might just be like pleasurable and fun and maybe has nothing to do with your business, but you're going to feel okay about it, right? Like for instance, some days I usually get like downloads. It's like, oh, just go outside and read for a little while. And I'm like, really? Like I kind of wanted to like do this thing. And it's like, just like, no, just go read for like 20 minutes. And I usually get it right. Like today I found that passage when I was reading and I was like, ooh, I could share this today. So there's usually like a reason, and sometimes that reason is just you need a break and you need to relax. But when we can trust that it's gonna happen, we don't need to know exactly when or how. All we need to do is trust those inspired action steps, and that's all we really need to do is take those inspired action steps. I have a mentor who says you just need to take one action a day, one client getting activity a day. So that's giving value, like this training, an email, a post, talking to someone, and making offers, right? So you're talking to someone about working with you, putting an offer out online, sending an offer to your email list. That's all you need to do. And so if those are the only things you need to do, those 2 things, and you're only taking inspired action, think of all the free time that you have, right? And that's why pussy is important too, because it's like, okay, I can just do the things that I want to do that are fun, these downloads that I'm getting, and then I can just go like enjoy my day and like go read or take a nap or take a bath or cook or like whatever it is that you want to do is actually going to be more helpful for you than whatever you're doing right now that is causing you to like put in so much effort and distress and be like, this is the worst thing ever. Got it? Cool. Okay. Um, what else did I want to tell you before we move on to number 5? I don't know. If I think of something else, I'll let you know. Okay. So number 5, so let me recap just the general things we've talked about so far. Visualization, self-love, pussy power, trust in the universe or your higher power. Number 5 is trust in yourself. This one's big. And actually, I didn't really realize this was one for me until I actually just was listening to a training last week by one of my very first coaches, Mel Farr, who's awesome too. And she was talking about this, like about how we need to have like these trust builders with ourselves in order to like actually be taking action. So my question for you on this one is, where have you not been consistent in your business? Where are you breaking trust with yourself? Where are you not sticking to your word or your commitments inside or outside of your business? But if you can think of something right now that's in your business, that would be best. So let me give you some examples. Like for me, one thing that's still kind of hard for me is like sticking to one offer for like any amount of time, because I get so many ideas and like have so many things I want to do that I'm like constantly jumping around. Some people may be able to do that well. I can't, because my energy gets too diverted and it's like going in all different directions. So one of my most recent commitments to myself has been, you're going to stick to this offer for 90 days, this one offer. See how it goes. You can tweak it if you need to. After 90 days, you're welcome to do something else, but like this is what you're doing. And then another example would be like, so a woman just reached out to me this week, so I'll tell you about this example. Maybe you know that you want to post consistently, but for whatever reason, whenever you get like a kind of juicy or raw download, you're like, oh, I can't share that. Like people are going to think I don't have my shit together. Like there's no way. Maybe I should just like go read or do something else like instead, right? So that basically is just you not having trust in yourself, because you're breaking your commitment and your word to yourself that you're actually going to show up and do these things. So what's some area in your business that you've not been consistent that you would like to create more consistency around and each day do something toward? So for instance, I'll tell you what one of my most recent ones is too. I might have said that about the 90-day thing, but this is even a more recent one. So I decided recently that along with my 90-day commitment to this offer, that meant that I was going to do at least 1 or 2 action steps every single day, client getting activities, usually before, although I feel like I trust myself enough to know I'm going to do it, usually before I do anything else. Now, sometimes that doesn't happen. Like today, this is my client getting activity. I'm also going to write an email to send this out later, which if you saw this on the email, like you'll see that, right? But I actually read earlier and took a nap before I did this training, because I knew that these 2 things were only going to take me like an hour tops. And so I definitely had time in my day to do it. So whatever that looks like for you, maybe it's like every day I'm going to sit down for 15 minutes and just jot down ideas for content, or actually write something about content, or I'm just going to give myself 15 minutes a day to like sit and think about what I could share with my clients or what they may need to be hearing from me right now. Or maybe once a day, I'm going to make one offer somewhere in my community, online, an email list, follow up with someone. Like whatever your trust thing is right now, I want you to work on this, because the trust in yourself is going to be huge. And I think part of the reason that even though there are still things that I'm working on around this, like I'm still pretty consistent, right? Like I do have a good level of trust in myself, at least around most things, because I have shown up consistently in my business. I know the things that I want to work on every day. I take action. I very rarely get like taken out because of doubt or fear. I just work through it and like take the action anyways. Money Loves Speed, Dr. Joe Vitale. So whenever you get an idea, you take action on it immediately before your ego can jump in and be like, that's not a good idea. What if they laugh at you? Yeah, that's not going to work out. Like you take action before that can even happen, and you'll get so good at this. So the trust in yourself is huge. So I want to recap in just a minute, and I'm actually going to give you put this all together in a way that you can do it in a daily practice if you want. I'm all about daily practices, and I have like 3 different routines that I do at least every day. I probably spend an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and I would say like there are things I also do throughout the day. So at least 2 hours every single day on my confidence and mindset, which is all the things we're just talking about. But before we get to that, I just want to let you know that all of this that we talked about, right? Like, so if you keep doing it, you keep every day for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months, it's going to add up, right? Your confidence is going to build. You're going to feel a lot better about yourself. And there is always room for support, feedback from a coach, ideas from a coach, the confidence that a coach can give you, even above and beyond these things that you're doing for yourself. So if you are someone who is like, oh my God, I just love like all these things, I want to do them, I totally agree that this is what I need. And I also know that I want to really make sure that my content is good, my consistency is good, that my offer is good. I feel really good about these things. I'm flowing more in my business. I'm bringing in more pleasure and fun and joy every day. If this is the way that you want to run your business and you need support with that, let me know. The link that you can use to schedule a call with me is bit.ly/Lacey, Lacey, call. bit.ly/Lacey call. And what I want to say about this is it's a connection call, right? So we'll definitely talk about anything that's coming up for you with your challenges, with your goals, your desires, your dreams. Even if you're like, I'm not sure if this is the right time right now, or I'm not sure if I can really swing the investment right now, I would still actually really love to talk to you, because I am pretty good at getting my clients clarity. I'm not pretty good. I'm freaking awesome at getting my clients clarity. And that just reminded me that one thing that Regina Thomasar talks about is bragging, and how like we need to practice bragging. So I'll brag that. Getting my clients clarity, making sure that you know exactly what your next steps are. And I just love connecting with you all, like connecting with people, having conversations with people is legit like one of my most favorite things in the world, even complete strangers. So I would love to chat with you if you want to get on the phone. Anything else I want to say about that? I don't think so. Just that my program right now is 4 months. It is $6,000 for the investment. But again, your confidence will legit change every single area of your life. And even though it's a 4-month program, like you're going to take this stuff with you for years and years and years, and probably your entire life, just like these tools I just shared with you, right? Like they're going to be things that you can always fall back on. And so really the $6,000 investment is like peanuts, because your whole life's going to shift. So let's recap, shall we? I wish I could read my writing about that. Okay, so I think I know what I want to say about this. So basically, the way that you can take all 5 of these tools that we just talked about and put them together in a daily practice would be, an example could be as follows. So you get up in the morning, you set your timer for 2 or 3 minutes, you do your visualization. At the moment in time that you've already accomplished what you want to accomplish, and you're tapping into your feelings, you're seeing what's around you, hearing what's around you, your 5 senses, right? Until that timer goes off. Then you're gonna sit up, or maybe you do that sitting up. I do them laying down, so whatever you want. Sit up, you're gonna read your I am freaking amazing list out loud to yourself in a mirror if you want to. That's even better. That's gonna help increase your confidence. Then throughout the day, you are going to tap in to ideally your pussy, but really any of your intuition is also helpful. And you're just going to pay attention to like, what are the things that I want to do today? What are the things that are fun today? What would light me up, turn me on? How can I bring more joy and fun into my life, which is also going to roll over to your business? And or what would be fun for me in my business today? How can I show up in a way that's going to be so fun for me, right? Like you can bring all of this into your business. Also throughout the day, you're going to either make time or just notice when you get downloads and that inspired action, and you are going to take action on it immediately. And then number 5 is you're gonna know before you even really start working that day what your trust in yourself is, what you committed to, what you're working on right now so that you can build your trust in yourself. So like I said, for me, that's taking 1 to 2 client getting activities a day, either nurturing, giving value, or making an offer, or sometimes both. And I do those things regardless of what else is happening. And then I stop doing things unless I get another idea or want to do something, and just go do whatever the hell I want, right? Read, take a bath, make dinner, food prep, go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym, yoga. I'm just like massages. I don't know. I'm just thinking like anything that you want. This is how you run your business in like 2 to 3 hours a day and still like make more income and have more fun and are happier and have more confidence in what you're doing, right? We're just following inspired action, listening to our intuition, and then like doing the 1 or 2 things that we say we're going to do every day. So does that make sense? Like, that is actually not a whole lot. It would probably take you 5, 10 minutes for like the mindset majority of it, and then when you're actually like taking the actions or doing inspired action, depending on what it is, maybe like an hour or 2, right? So maybe like 2.5 hours of your day. I feel like you got that. I feel like you can do that. So that's what I have for you. I'm so excited to see what you come up with for this. If you want to get on a call with me and talk about what it would look like to work together, I would love to chat with you. Again, bit.ly/Lacey call. And if you have any questions, anything like that, feel free to reach out, either reply to this email or just reach out to me via email in another way, or message, any way that you want. If you have any questions about any of this, I'd love to answer them for you. So let me know. Also, please let me know if you do these things for like a few weeks, what shifts for you, because magic is going to happen and I'm so excited to see it. Okay, my loves, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.